Hello, I'm Sheila Henson, registered dietitian with Health and Nutrition Technology. We have been giving numerous opportunities to encourage people to have vegetables and fruit, whether it's spring, summer, winter, or fall. But there is a reality to the ripeness and just the wonderful, fresh feeling we get when we can have something that maybe comes from a local market. Because cantaloupe are not always grown in our local market, sometimes we do have to have imported or more a distance from our local region. So when we're looking at cantaloupe, one time we might say, oh, this one's got to be good because it's from my local farmer. That may be true, that may not be true. Oh, I should or shouldn't have this because this came from a different country. Should or should not? I don't know. All I can say is that when we're looking at it, it's often the season that we're addressing. Whether that's any type of melon, being cantaloupe or muskmelon or mushmelon or muskmelon, or whatever from your region that you want to call it. Whether it's honeydew or watermelon. We're looking at melon as a whole does have a season. So having that taken into account, we're going to just show you a melon that we were able to find very easily in our local grocery store. Because they're in season, they're cheaper. That's a lot of the ways that you can tell. If it's expensive, oftentimes it's because it's out of season, and that does increase the cost. Looking at this melon, it is really not all that pretty. In fact, it has a couple of discolorations. There may be a dent in it. It's not like other fruit where we actually want to be able to indent it. But what I'm looking at is, you know, that old little thump it, whether it's a watermelon or a melon, I don't know. I just am taking a guess because no matter what ripeness, I know I'm going to like it. Cut it in half so that you are safe and it is secure. To only have to manage 1/2 of any kind of sphere, it makes it not as safe. So we're going to try and do this. If we wanted, we could cut the end just a little to lay it down. But because I'm only going to be having the sphere for a short period of time, I'm going to be cutting it down the middle one more time and laying it down. When I'm here, I'm going to take a spoon and carve out the middle section. Because the seeds are not something I generally have any desire to eat, all I've done is scoop them out, and so that I am literally just taking my spoon and throwing them away. I now have a totally edible portion, except for the rind. Because I don't want to have to deal with 100 pieces of cutting it, I am going to cut it right within the quarter piece that I have. If I cut too deep, like I did here, it cuts it in half. That's not too deep. If then I just want to go ahead and finish it off and make it even easier. If I want it to be in slices, I could cut them and leave them on a rind and display them for presentation to be eaten as that way. If I want to cut it up, I can just continue to cut down, again, any size that I want, and looking at pretty close to the edge of the rind, because if you do eat the rind, it can upset your stomach. I'm not looking at getting the white portion. It might be more noticeable in a melon rather than in a cantaloupe. But I've got now a wonderful, very minimal waste product that I can consume. And in doing so, when I'm done here, that's it. And I throw that away. Go on to the next piece and I'm finished. When I'm done here, I do want people to know that if they wanted, like I said here, beautiful display, one of the nice things is to be able to have a way to present your fruit. And that could be a wonderful little serving. Or if you wanted to go ahead and have, and notice this was the same amount. It was 1/2 of that quarter, but the way that it is presented may make a difference in the amount that you consume.